Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we learned what are locators, how to locate elements using these locators, page.locator methods, how do we fill in the text using this fill method, and then how do we click on the elements like the mouse clicks that we perform manually, how do we click that? And then we learned how to verify text using assertions. Now let's learn a very common real world scenario. Like sometimes when we locate an element, right? Playwright can find more than multiple matching elements. For example, multiple buttons with the same class, right? Multiple links, multiple product cards, multiple menu items, multiple rows in a table, right? So what happens when our locator matches more than one element? In this video, we will learn like how Playwright handles multiple elements, how to count that matching elements, right? How to select the first element using the first method, and how to select a specific element using the nth method. So here whatever locators we are giving, right, there can be chances like the locator we are using that occurs more than one time in on the page, right? So let's understand that with the help of multiple elements. Let's take an example. Let's go back to our app. Here fill in the username and password and click on sign in button. Once you sign in, right, you will see there are multiple these menu items are there on the left. Let's inspect one of these items, right? When you inspect, you will see that these elements, right, element group, which is the main header, right? And then inside it we have group header, then header. Okay, so let's collapse this one. If you see, if I hover my cursor over these element groups, these are more than one element groups are there, one, two, three, four, five, six, right? So these are six element and they all have the same class, right? I can't find anything unique. So how do I get to know like how many elements do I have? Okay. So the only attribute that I can find over here is class. In the last lecture, we discussed three attributes, like uh, either we use just the ID, hash ID, then tag name or hash ID, and then tag name or attribute equal to value, right? We can also use class, and if like you use hash with ID, with class you need to use dot, then the name of the class, right? And then there is another method, tag name dot class name. If only the class name like sing or with just class name, if you can't identify the element, we use tag name dot class name. Okay, let's go ahead and use it. So here we see element group, right? What we I will do is, using this class name, I will try to find like how many elements are there. So await page dot locator. Locator this time I am going to use his class name. So dot name of the class, right? So this will locate an element, and then what I will do is I will find the total count, like how many elements do I have with the same locator, right? Once I find the count, right? So let's print that count then. Okay, instead of finding the count and then doing the click, right? uh let's do one thing. Let's store this value in this locator value. Let uh what we see, these are elements, right? Element groups, elements, right? I can just store it in one variable, copy paste, or you can copy paste this as it is, right? So in this way, once I declare the variable, I can reuse that again and again, right? So here, once okay, these elements get stored in this variable, right? Now what I can do is I can just print the total number of elements. Here what I will do is console.log, just for printing on the screen, then await. Here we are not using await. Why? Because we are not doing action. We are just storing the value, right? Here we will perform some action on those, like elements dot what is the total count, right? Once I find the total count, I want to click on the, let's say I want to click on the first element, right? So there is one particular method for doing that, right? What I will do is await, then elements. I want to click on the first one, first, right? First is a method, then dot click, right? It will it will click on this one, right? What if I want to click on the last one? See, I know that there are one, two, three, four, five, and six, right? The last one is beyond this one. 1 2 3 4 5, and then we have the sixth one, right? I can click on that as well. So, or there is one more method, await elements dot nth. Okay, this nth is like you can provide any value. First, for the first you will provide 0, and for the second you will provide first, right? It starts from 0 all the way to like the total number of elements dot click, right? I will click on the second one for now. And then we have one more method, await elements dot, I think that is last. You can simply go to the last value, right, and click on that as well. So let's save this and run this for now. This is going to be very quick. I think we didn't add time. Yeah, this went on very smoothly. There are total 6 elements because we counted the number of elements using count method. Okay, let's do one thing. We can remove the timeouts from here and instead add it at here, right? After counting, quickly we will provide the timeout so we get to know, okay, the clicks are happening or not, and we can remove those from here. We don't need those now. We have already seen it, like whatever it is doing. Playwright is really fast, right? It does everything within seconds. Okay, let's rerun. Okay, first of all it clicked on elements, right? Then let's see, then it clicked on forms, and then it clicked on the last one, which is bookstore application, right? So we counted the element, we saw the first method, then nth method, like you can provide any value. It starts from 0 all the way to the last element, right? So in nth, you just need to provide the index of the element, right? Like here I provided first, and then we have one last method as well, right? To click on the last element. So these are all real world examples, right? So one best practice is like using nth works, right? But be careful, right? Tomorrow if developer adds one another button before it, right? So what happens is like you are still clicking on the first one, right? But what if he adds some another button before that, right? So now your test will fail, right? Later we will learn better locator strategies to avoid this problem, so that how we can make our tests more unique, and so that they don't fail, right? So in this video we learned like count, first, and indexing, right? And in the next video we will learn more advanced locator techniques and how to make our tests more reliable. Yeah, thanks for watching.